The countdown begins. The movie New Year's Evil. New Year's Evil understands something most people ignore. Midnight happens multiple times. A radio DJ receives calls from a killer who promises to murder someone at midnight in each time zone across the country. What makes this disturbing isn't the violence, it's the structure. The countdown doesn't save anyone, it marks them. Every hour midnight arrives somewhere new. Every hour, the promise is kept. The celebration continues while people die, time zone by time zone. New Year's Eve creates the illusion of shared experience, but midnight is isolated, personal, and in this story, it's used as a timer. The horror isn't chaos, it's precision. But some New Year horror doesn't need a killer, just a party that won't end. The movie Triangle. Triangle takes a place on a yacht, a group of friends, a celebration that goes wrong. They encounter a mysterious ship. They board it, and then the loop begins. Just keeps reliving the same event, the same death, the same desperate attempts to change what happens. What makes this terrifying isn't repetition, it's awareness. She remembers, she tries different choices, and nothing changes. New Year promises a fresh start. Triangle reveals the lie. You don't get to reset, you just get to repeat. Time moves forward, but you are trapped in the same pattern. The calendar changes, the year turns over, and you are still here, doing the same thing, hoping this time will be different. It never is. Sometimes the horror isn't being trapped, it's being left behind. The movie Antisocial. Antisocial takes place at the New York's Eve party. Sam arrives after being dumped by her boyfriend. Her friends gather. The drinks flow. Everyone's checking their phones, posting updates, scrolling through feeds. Then the news breaks. A virus is spreading through social media. People start displaying violent symptoms, black blood from the nose, erratic behavior, and it's happening because of what they are watching, what they are sharing, what they have already observed. What makes this disturbing isn't the violence, it's the timing. You spend the night connecting online, celebrating digitally, and by midnight, the connection has infected you. This is New Year horror for the social media age. The fresh start you wanted was already poisoned. The future everyone's celebrating has already turned against you, and you invited it in. But what if the transition itself becomes a weapon? The movie Signal. The Signal doesn't give you one story, it gives you three, all taking place in the same city on New Year's Eve, when a mysterious transmission hijacks every screen, every radio, every device, and people start killing each other. The film shows you what happens from three different perspectives. A woman trying to escape, her husband hunting her down, a neighbor caught in the chaos. What makes this terrifying is the helplessness. You can't turn it off. You cannot avoid it. The signal is everywhere. And once you have been exposed, you are part of it. New Year's Eve is supposed to unite people. Shared countdowns, shared hope. The signal twists that. Everyone is connected, but through violence, through paranoia, through a transmission that turns celebration into carnage. The midnight reset doesn't bring clarity, it brings madness. And then there's the horror of realizing midnight meant nothing at all. The movie End of Days. End of Days takes place on the brink of a millennium, December 31st, 1999. The world is gripping with Y2K paranoia. Computers might fail. Infrastructure might collapse. Society might end. But the real threat isn't technological. It's biblical. Satan arrives in New York City. He has until midnight to find a woman and conceive the Antichrist. If he succeeds, the world ends. What makes this disturbing isn't the apocalypse. It's the deadline. Everything hinges on midnight, on the exact moment the year turns over, on a countdown that everyone else is celebrating. New Year asks, what will next year bring? End of Days answers, nothing, because there won't be one. The horror isn't uncertainty about the future, it's certainty that the transition everyone's waiting for will be their last. But the darkest New Year horror is the simplest. The movie Terror Train. Terror Train takes place on New Year's Eve aboard a moving train. College students throw a costume party. Masks, dancing, drinking, everything seems normal. Except 3 years earlier, these same students pulled a cruel prank that destroys someone's life. Now, someone's wearing different masks is moving through the train, killing them one by one. What makes this terrifying isn't the slasher premise, it's the setting. You are trapped on a moving train, surrounded by people in costumes. You can't tell who anyone is. You cannot escape, and the killer keeps changing masks, blending in with the celebration. New Year's Eve promises transformation, a chance to become someone new. Terror Train weaponized that. Everyone is pretending to be someone else, and the person you trust might be the one who has been hunting you all along. The countdown doesn't bring hope, it brings reckoning. Which of these do you think is the darkest New Year horror story? Let me know in the comment section.